Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to SFF180. It is Monday morning, January the 31st, 1 month down for 2022. And it's time once again for the mailbag. I hope you all have had a great week, a great last couple of weeks, and a great weekend. Mine has been really good overall, I would have to say. It's cold, but we're having overall still very sunny, pretty weather here. I don't really have a whole lot in the way of announcements, except to say I know that it has been a hot minute since there has been content on the channel, but now at the beginning of this week, you're getting a little bit of a flood now throughout the week. You know, you got a review this morning. There's another review that is already completed and going up this week, as well as my final January wrap-up video, which is, you know, the second of the, you know, the halfway through the month I did the halftime report, and now I'm doing like the final wrap up for January, and then we're going to move on. So stuff has been going on. I have been doing a lot of reading, and in the wrap up video, you'll get an explanation as to what's been going on and why there, you know, haven't been any new videos until now and all that kind of good stuff. So not going to waste your time with that here, although I suppose I did just waste about a minute or so of it, but oh well. Decent little, you know, average-sized haul this week, so without any further ado, let's get right into it, shall we? Okay, and the first package this week is this big, flat, vacuum-sealed thing from Random Penguin. I always think that when they're packed in like this, they're like little dumplings. So, and this is the finished copy in from Doll Books of a book called Outcasts of the Wild Wood, and the author is Rachel Atwood. So lots of wood happening here. But it's very green and verdant little book. I wonder if, well, I just, you know, do I have a... I do not. It is reading from the back cover instead of a sell sheet. Anyway, it goes like this. It says, Nick, an orphan raised at Locksley Abbey, has made friends with the wild folk, the Green Man, Robin Goodfellow, dryads, water sprites, and other paranormal creatures. He often hides in the nearly forgotten Abbey crypt where he found Elena, the goddess of sorcery, crossroads, and cemeteries. He carries her vessel and tries to learn from her wisdom. Robin Goodfellow lives with a curse. Half of each day, he must spend as a hideous gnome with a bit of magic and near immortality. The other half of the day, he can live as Robin Hood, Archer of Legend. Okay, so I thought this was going to have a Robin Hood angle. At the time of his curse, 60 years before, an insane magician trapped Robin's love, Marion, in a secret chamber that keeps her in perpetual sleep. The only way Robin can break the curse is to awaken Marion while in his gnome form and have her recognize his true face. Oh, she's not going to like that. Anyway, but the magic is breaking down. Marion will die if Robin doesn't break the curse soon. He needs Nick's help, his affinity for dark underground places, and Elena's whispers to find Marion's secret chamber and decipher the clues to breaking the curse. All right, so sounds like an extremely dark, fae-infused take on the Robin Hood legend. Outcasts of the Wildwood by Rachel Atwood from Doll Books. Okay, next up, another package from Watkins Media, and as I now know, without question, because it has been very carefully explained to me, because sometimes I need that, yes, Watkins Media means Angry Robot. So let's see what the robots have sent. Okay, very pleased to have this. This is the arc for Stringers. It's by Chris Panettiere. He's the author of The Phlebotomist, and this comes out on the 12th of April. This is not the final cover for it. But it says, a genius is abducted by an alien bounty hunter for the location of a powerful interdimensional object. Trouble is, he can't remember a thing. Ben isn't exactly a genius, but he has an immense breadth of knowledge. Whether it's natural science, specifically the intricacies of bug sex, or vintage timepieces, he can spout facts and information with the best of experts. He just can't explain why he knows any of it. Another thing he knows is the location of the chime. What it is or why it's important, he can't say. But this knowledge is about to get him in a whole heap of trouble as a trash-talking flesh construct, bounty hunter, is on his tail and looking to sell him to the highest bidder, and being able to describe the mating habits of Brazilian bark lice won't be enough to get him out of it. Okay. Okay. Well, this sounds very cute and fun. It's got definitely that Chris Panettiere wit. But this is Stringers, again, from Angry Robot on April the 12th. And next I have this bright white envelope from the Macmillan Company. And I'm very happy to have been sent from Tor.com Publishing the finished copy in hardcover, quite a beautiful edition, of Tochi Onyebuchi's Goliath. This, I believe, came out this past week in hardcover. And the Tochi Onyebuchi reviews, including but not limited to this book, are happening very quickly in February. So keep an eye out for some of those reviews. But let's just look again and see what the Dust Jacket has to say about this. From Hugo, Nebula, Locus, and NAACP Image Award finalist, and Alex and New England Book Award winner, Tochi Onyebuchi. Okay, that's quite a pedigree of awards there. In the 2050s, Earth has begun to empty. Those with the means and the privilege have departed the great cities of the United States for the more comfortable confines of space colonies. Those left behind salvage what they can from the collapsing infrastructure. As they eke out an existence, their neighborhoods are being cannibalized. Brick by brick, their houses are sent to the colonies. What was once a home, now a quaint reminder for the colonists of the world that they wrecked. A primal biblical epic flung into the future, Goliath weaves together disparate narratives. A space dweller, looking at New Haven, Connecticut, as a chance to reconnect with his spiraling lover. A group of laborers attempting to renew the promises of Earth's crumbling cities. A journalist attempting to capture the violence of the streets. A marshal trying to solve a kidnapping. Into a richly urgent mosaic about race, class, gentrification, and who is allowed to be the hero of any history. I do love mosaic stories. So, Goliath by Tochi Onyebuchi, available, I do believe, now from Tor.com Publishing. And last but not least, 2 packages in from Random Penguin, and they're both kind of heavy, so I'm curious to see what these are right here. And this one is a hardcover from Daw. It is the finished copy of 7 Mercies by Laura Lamb and Elizabeth May. And this is, of course, the sequel to 7 Devils. I am not sure off the top of my head whether this is a duology. I think that's the case, or the beginning of a trilogy, middle of a trilogy, as it were. But let me see what I can read of the synopsis that won't be too spoilery. After an ambush leaves the Novante, a resistance in tatters, the survivors scatter across the galaxy. Wanted by 2 great empires, the bounty on any rebel's head is enough to make a captor filthy rich. And the 7 Devils, biggest score of them all. Okay, so as you can tell, again, I don't want to give away too much more, but this is a space opera all about rebels and what have you. So I'm sure if you like action storytelling and lots of adventure, then 7 Mercies, the sequel to 7 Devils, is available now from Daw Books. And the final Random Penguin package is in a nice chunk of a box. And in that box were 2 titles from Daw, and we're starting out with this one right here. This is in trade paperback, The Amber Crown by J.C. Bedford. Now, I'm not sure if this is the start of a series, probably is, but it goes like this. The king is dead, his queen is missing. On the Amber Coast, the usurper king is driving Zivonia to the brink of war. A dangerous magical power is rising up in Bila Miasto, and the only people who can set things right are a failed bodyguard, a landstrider witch, and the assassin who set off the whole sorry chain of events. Valdis, is captain of the High Guard, has not only failed in his duty to protect the king, but he's been accused of the murder, and he's on the run. Mirza is the healer witch of a Landstrider band, valued and feared in equal measure for her witch mark, her scolding tongue, and her ability to walk the spirit world. When she's given a task by Valdis's dead king, she believes that the journey she must take is one she can never return from. And finally, Lind is the clever assassin. Yes, someone paid him to kill the king. But who is to blame, the weapon or the power behind it? Lind must face his traumatic past if he is to have a future. Can these 3 discover the real villain, find the queen, and set the rightful king on the throne before the country is overcome? Well, I guess we will find out in The Amber Crown by J.C. Bedford from Daw. Came out about the middle of January. And also from Daw, a mid-January release in hardcover, is the latest in Mercedes Lackey's Elemental Masters series. This is The Silver Bullets of Annie Oakley. And I'll just give you a quick rundown. I think this is one of those series where they're just, each book is a standalone, or you can start at any point if you like. So if you like Misty Lackey, then this series has a new entry. It says, Annie Oakley has always suspected there is something uncanny about herself, but has never been able to put a name to it. But when Buffalo Bill's Wild West show goes on tour through Germany, Bill temporarily hires a new sharpshooter to be part of his worldwide Congress of Rough Riders, a woman named Giselle, who also happens to be an elemental master of air. Alongside this new performer, Annie discovers that she and her husband Frank are not simply master marksmen, but also magicians of rare ability. As they travel and perform, Annie must use her newfound knowledge and special skills to combat creatures of the night scattered across the countryside, who threaten both the performers and the locals. Annie's got her gun, and it's filled with silver bullets. Okay, and that is The Silver Bullets of Annie Oakley by Mercedes Lackey from DAW. And there you have it. That's all I've got for this episode of the Mailbag. You guys know the drill. Light up the comments. Let me know which of these looks most interesting and exciting to you, and which you would like to see me prioritize for review. Otherwise, if you enjoyed watching, please hit the like button, share the video far and wide with all of your SFF reading friends, and above all, please sub. That is how the channel grows. You can also support the channel at my TeePublic store and at my Patreon, where recruits into Wink's Army get little perks like early access to some of my videos. I want to thank all of those people for their additional support, those lovely people, because I use the Patreon money to pay Matt Olson, my extremely gifted, talented channel artist who does all of my beautiful thumbnails and artwork and stuff for me. So thank you all so much. That's very much appreciated. I want to thank all the rest of you guys for being the very best viewers in all of BookTube. And until I see all of you next time, please stay safe and healthy, and happy reading.